in like just a second.
Jesus Christ.
One Mississippi.
Yep, we're live.
You know, we're
live.
I have an employee who always like I ask him how you doing? Oh, I'm done. All I have to do is this, but I'm done. I'm like, how are you done?
You're not done.
Do you understand the definition?
Like
we're
just
going live.
a second.
Well, in just a couple seconds we're going live, but we're live.
Live.
It's not. How do I pop in?
I'm alive. Does that count?
Technically, I have a pulse.
Like technically, it's there. I think.
All right. I'm gonna send a link in the general Discord text channel, and that should take you right to our.
Do I have to click on anything?
If you want to see chat, if there's any chat.
Where would I click on that? Whoa.
In the general channel.
Is that bad? I lost.
Sorry, I clicked the wrong general option.
So I clicked general under voice channels? Is that right?
No, not that one. Under the text channels.
What?
Text channels.
What text? Okay, click on what?
Don't do what I did.
So click on general under text channels, and the link there will take you to the YouTube page.
We'll just be chatting with ourselves.
I mean, probably. Because I think both you and I are both signed in under the 2DAP account.
Oh, yeah, I did do that, didn't I?
So we would just be chatting. It'll just look like 2DAP.
So confused right now.
Good point, Dad. Yes,
okay, I'm not going to click on that because Dad. I was.
Oh, you motherfucker!
I don't understand what was happening right there.
You know what? I'm just gonna.
Just wait. I'm gonna click on it again. Wait. So I want to wait. Wait.
Oh, no.
Wait.
Wait.
Most of the podcast is just going to wait. Wait. I'm
gonna figure it out.
Wait.
I'm gonna figure it out. I'm almost there.
Hellhound, is that right?
Yes.
Yeah, I see it. I figured it out. I figured it out. 7.5 cents doesn't seem like a heck of a lot.
I mean, it's not a heck of a lot. But...
Hey, back in the day when the pajama game was made, it was a heck of a lot, okay? Okay, guys, now what?
You had that typed out before I even hit send. We've been doing this too long.
Oh shit!
Know what I'm doing?
I was ready. I was ready for that shit. Sorry, I've got my Stream Deck.
Oh, that was a motorcycle. That scared me.
My Stream Deck decided that it doesn't want to work right now, so now I've got to try to figure that out.
You guys are cutting into my nap time.
Let me end the process there, and then cut. Take 2.
I need more water already, and we haven't even started this.
This says it gives me a mental boost. I don't know what part of my mind it's boosting, but
it's boosting something.
it ain't good. The guy at the gas station thought this was like a beer can and tried to card me for it.
And you're like,
for what now?
No.
He was solidly confused. Like, I came here to buy a Colt 45 or something. The Miller Lite.
You don't have a join or super chat button. Maybe you have to have some made.
Yeah, you have to have a certain number of subscribers for that. But hey, maybe we'll get there.
We got 42. What more do you want?
43. It should be 43.
We're up again.
We're up again. We're up again. All right.
Oh shit.
All right, you guys ready to start
10.
the podcast?
I don't know why you always bother asking. I'm never ready.
Mute up. Mute.
Wait, I'm supposed to mute?
You can just
Get
click the
with
mute
it.
button on the screen. It's cool.
Why do I gotta mute?
Because I'm
We're
playing
not
the
cutting
intro
this
and I
out
don't
either.
want sound.
Is this because of the duck thing?
Maybe.
I've not taken this hoodie off in a month and a half.
And then when you're done, you feel the most shamed. Okay, still hold tight, guys. It decided to do something weird for a second. So hold tight.
Smooth. Is this because of the duck thing?
Maybe.
I've not taken this hoodie off in a month and a half.
And then when you're done, you feel the most shamed ever. There we go. Always professional.
What the fuck is even happening?
Classic sort of story.
It came out to high critical acclaim, and it's Pokemon Snap.
If you press the tape, it goes.
Like, what is going
Buddy,
on?
I was on edibles. Not a pornography. This is a podcast.
And you got the name wrong again.
I like your duck shirt.
Thanks. It's a duck.
Welcome to a special episode of Two Dads and a Bookcast. Podcast.
Two moms and a podcast.
Two moms and a
wait.
podcast.
A mom
Wait,
and
where's the other mom at?
two dads, a mom, and a pizza place. Do you guys remember that show?
Ooh, pizza.
Two guys,
Two
two
dads.
girls, and a pizza place.
Yeah,
Oh
Yeah.
man,
I
that's
remember
going
that.
back. That's like that's what early Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, dude,
Oh,
that's old. But welcome everybody. We're doing a special episode today. We have a special guest here today, author
I've been here every
AM.
week, bud.
Oh,
Oh shoot.
Oh,
Right.
yeah.
Oh.
It's the lady.
it's the lady.
But we have author AM McPherson, who just debuted her superhero romance novel, The Guardian's Daughter. And so we're doing a special top today. It's not top 5. We're doing a top 3 because otherwise it would take way too much fucking time.
Right.
And
Right.
Yes, it would. And I need a nap.
So-
Just go to bed.
so we're doing top 3 DC romances. We were going to do overall, but there's so many between Marvel and
There's
DC.
too
We
fucking
decided
many.
to.
And even when you go outside of the
There's a
two,
lot of people
like
hooking up.
you think of the Incredibles and stuff. You got Mr. and Mrs. Incredible. Like we're not even gonna dive into that shit. We're gonna stick.
We're not touching that shit.
Not yet. Not this week.
Yeah.
Maybe later.
Not
I don't
yet.
know.
Maybe, yeah.
After hours.
So,
So,
I,
How
Do-
did
do we
did
want- do we
draw
wanna start with-
straws? How
do
did
we-
we?
here,
Chaos.
we can like rock paper scissors or some shit.
I think the guest should go first.
You know what? Let's let the guest go first. So,
Oh,
So, anyways, my number 3. No, I'm still
Joe is
not
the
pressed.
guest. He's the guest in our house right now.
so
what
what's
was
your number
choice?
3?
Hey, shut up! I'm doing this interview.
Oh,
No, I'm so confused what's going on right now.
we're not in the Q&A portion yet. That's the next episode.
All right, that's the next.
I'm definitely gonna need more water.
All right.
Is that
so,
what you call it?
Oh, I got my water bottle.
So, what did you choose for your number 3 favorite DC romance?
so I am going. I'm really going.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, you really are.
We'll tell you why you're wrong. That's
Yes.
all.
Oh, because why I'm wrong. My number 3 is Poison Ivy and Harley Quinn.
Ooh, you're going
Yes.
the anti-hero heroes.
Yes.
I love how they developed their characters. It
Mhm.
took them out of this more supporting role and really thrust them into like these powerhouse and not even really villains all the time anymore. They have become the antithesis of anti-hero.
Well, my thing is
Oh,
they're
yeah.
out. They're pretty much out for themselves, which most of the time, of course, they're villains. But you know, they also just have this beautiful relationship between the two that I really get behind because Poison Ivy was able to get through to Harley Quinn and be like, "Hey, Joker is not good for you, and I'm gonna
Yeah,
show you why." You know, besides that, in different universes, of course, they're just really good friends. And other ones are lovers and together. But yeah, I highly support them. I love Poison Ivy. I've never.
Right.
it's not that I don't necessarily not like Harley Quinn, but I've always been just more a fan of Poison Ivy. I actually realized subconsciously, I think I based one of my main characters' design off of her without realizing it. But the one main character is not a villain by any means. But I love her. Her plant, everything she does with plants, and she's just very for the environment. She just goes around sometimes a bad way in doing it.
Yeah.
Then actually, but then together, they take care of each other. Harley Quinn is the only person to get through to Poison Ivy to help her with her human skills, or because that's the reason why Poison Ivy tends to just want to hang out with plants, not people. But Harley Quinn was able to help her with that, so that's why
I can relate.
Yeah.
I was gonna tell you why you're wrong, but my number 3 was also Poison Ivy and Harley.
Hey, how about mine too?
And I wasn't going to include it at first because they're not heroes.
No,
but they are anti-heroes.
We are just doing like DC romances as a whole, so not necessarily like the hero romances.
Well, I wasn't told.
Wait, did you guys just copy off of me? I'm pretty sure that's what happened. Right now.
I was looking over your shoulder while you're making.
I knew it. I knew I felt you breathing on my neck.
No,
get out of here, Joe.
I'm always breathing down everybody's neck.
No, I love the portrayal
from Hey Arnold that kept like going over someone's shoulder, and Helga just like boom. Yes,
I'm sure that's
Joe.
Great on the mic.
That's totally Joe.
No, I love the dynamic between them, and especially with the new show on HBO Max.
That's what I was going to bring up.
Well, not only is it brutal, but it's
like, wait, this is a cartoon. This is not computing.
It gets across
my daughter loved it.
The toxic relationships and like how to really kind of realize that's what it is and stuff in just episode 1. And I love that dynamic between Poison Ivy and her doing this like super elaborate margarita mix acid shit.
So
get through the Harley. Like, the Joker does not love you. He loves Batman.
The comic book,
that was almost my number 3 was Batman.
I know, right?
The comic books celebrate Pride Month in a big way, and Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy were on full display in a lot of their artwork. And even now, this past week, they introduced a comic book based on the TV show. So it's
that's awesome.
Bled into all of that. It bled into the Harley Quinn standalone comic book series, and now they're relaunching a new series for the two of them based on the show itself. So
that's awesome.
They're not backing away from this relationship, but I did read, and I guess this could kind of be considered spoilers, although it hasn't happened yet, that they're going to hit troubled waters very soon, and they're going to go through a rough patch.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
But it'll still be fun to read because the dynamic is so good between the two of them.
Oh yeah, definitely. Well, AM. What's your number 2? Since we all had the same number 3.
I know. What the hell, guys?
So my number 2. No.
So my number 2 would be Clark Kent, aka Superman, and Lois Lane. And I know technically Lois Lane is not a superhero, but I've always been a huge Superman fan. Specifically, Smallville is my favorite Superman story.
Right.
I do have to say my favorite probably representation of Lois Lane and Clark Kent would be them in Smallville, and also I really enjoyed the old time.
What is it? Lois and Clark?
Yeah, Lois and Clark with Dean Cain, and I think it's Terry Thatcher. I think that's her.
Oh. Not Terry Bradshaw. Sorry, he played football.
No, it's the same. I think she was in Sex and the City. Maybe I don't know. I've never watched that. But I think it's Terry Thatcher. I think. I know. I think it's Terry something. But I really
that series too.
But well, actually, what's funny about this series is I bought that series on DVD my freshman year at Kent University. And I literally spent about $150 on 4 DVD box sets because back in the day, that's how much.
That's what they cost.
That's what they cost. And I stayed all night to binge the first season of it. And I went to my psychology class in the morning and fell asleep. The first time I ever fell asleep during one of my college classes was because of Lois and Clark. So that's how much I got invested into these characters. But what I love about their relationship is Lois Lane, I think, is a good grounding for Superman, for his humanity. It helps keep them, caring about people, where he is a character that could so easily just not give two shits and be over powerful and take out pretty much the whole world if he wanted to, probably. But I always just think it's a good dynamic, and it shows kind of a lot of his roots, where he came from, because, he cares about people, and he's always wanted that kind of love connection, and he found that with another human who helps keep him grounded. So that's one reason I've always been a fan of that coupling.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I like
for
that.
sure. And
So
they've had
what's
so many crazy moments.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, moments
yeah.
where Lois ends up like getting Superman's powers and all kinds of
it's
crazy
just like
shit
in
going on.
Smallville. What I really loved about Smallville too is they actually introduced Lois Lane before his Daily Planet years. So it was fun to see a different take on that, like him knowing her, and actually like she was a cousin of a friend of his. And, seeing them kind of being friends at first and seeing their relationship develop over the years. Because, in Smallville, too, he was really into Lana Lang, which I have to admit, like, the actor and actresses had great chemistry together. Tom Welling and Kristen Kruick. But it was the thing, it was like the relationship between those two, was always so chaotic, and they always had bad problems. So you always knew that relationship was doomed. But when they brought on Erica Durance to play Lois Lane, and they had pretty good chemistry, and it was just fun to see that develop. And then all the crazy shenanigans she got into and was trying to help him and everything. So, but that was my number 2.
So
Joe, what's your number 2?
My number 2 is Dick Grayson, aka Robin or
Nightwing
later on, and Barbara Gordon, aka Batgirl.
Oh, nice.
This isn't just like they have a great romantic relationship for as long as it lasts, and even in the, I think it was either the metal or like the death metal series or something, like Batman even weds them. But the reason I love this relationship is because the comic book writers are constantly fucking with these two.
Yeah. Quick timeout. You may have to repeat some of that there, Joe. All right, dude. We said timeout. That doesn't mean you freeze.
I don't think you can play this one, honey.
No joke. Right after you said timeout, your screen like froze.
Here, find something else to
Your
play,
computer is taking
May
that
have
too
just been me
seriously.
not moving.
No, it legit froze for a second. It was pretty funny.
Okay. Play one of the other games, okay? This is why we should get a babysitter. Here, just play number 1 for a little bit, okay?
It's all good. No big deal.
Okay, go play number 2. Go in your room, okay? Go have fun, baby.
Oh, do you guys know each other?
Yeah,
No.
I mean, we met each other.
Not at all.
What was it? Just a few months ago?
I was trying to
like 11 years ago.
I was really looking for a podcast and about Batman, actually. And
what's funny is we did actually like bond together over Batman. That was one of the first things we bonded over. So superheroes have always been a thing. So
the real reason I love this relationship is because the writers just seem to constantly be fucking with the two of them, from like their first attempt of marriage, like being like held up at gunpoint, to even this weird fucking story arc branch that they went down where like Bruce Wayne and Barbara Gordon like have a fling behind Robin's back, and it just ends up weird and fucked up. And they're just constantly fucking with the two of them, and I find it personally hilarious and entertaining. So that's really like most of my picks come from that sort of dark humor that I just enjoy so much. And can Bruce Wayne legally marry somebody? When did this start happening?
I don't know. He's a billionaire.
Whatever.
He can do whatever the fuck he wants. Let's be
Pretty
honest.
much.
Of course, they always have the Robin and the Starfire romances and stuff, which is, it always gets hot. That's a joke because of Starfires. Yeah. But this is the one I've avoided, especially in the comic book writings.
Yeah, I like that.
So let's move to our number 1.
So my number 2 is is Hawkman and Hawkgirl.
Oh God,
It's a tale as old as time. Man,
like
this
how on the nose.
Time.
Who's Hawk Girls? Oh, it's Hawkman. Oh, fucking
look.
really?
Look,
Can we be more lazy?
they're
with our-
reincarnations of ancient Egyptian people. You know, he was an ancient Egyptian and she was a princess, and you know, they reincarnate and they meet back up with each other. And honestly, what really made me pick this one was the metal and death metal series and how in depth it kind of got into their relationship and how it has survived all this time through the reincarnations, through everything that's going on. And, you know, I don't know. I really like the dynamic. And, you know, when we think romance, what symbolizes romance more than literally being able to find each other and still love each other after 2,000, 3,000 years? You know, so that's,
you know what, they did it in Doctor Who too. Okay, the boy who waited, or no, the girl who waited. No,
sure, but they're not
Rory
superheroes.
Waited as a fucking Roman soldier, guarding this cube that was holding.
You know who has the best relationship ever? Shaggy and Scooby Doo.
I do
not a
wanna
romance
see how
I
that
really
gets
want to
into
look too in depth on. Please do not
you know-
Google search that.
I'm just saying they're best friends.
I'll never get that half hour back in my life, and I did watch the whole half hour.
Oh,
Well,
God.
yeah, I mean, it's like a train wreck. You can't look away. It's okay.
So what?
Oh, I'm getting
let's
really
move
hot right
on.
now.
Let's move on.
Shaggy and Scooby-Doo will do that too.
Jesus. All right. So
You're selling a book, right? Tell me more about this book.
hey, we're not into the Q&A yet. That's episode 2.
Follow up. I just think we should follow this conversation up with her plugging her book and then cut that sound and use it as her promo.
What?
we can do that. We can do that later. That's because I don't know why they're both the larger size.
It keeps popping out.
No, I don't have that problem.
So, what's our number 1, guys?
The whole episode.
This is going to be backed up on the internet forever. You know that, right?
I'm tired.
Yeah, well, yeah, you're tired, mom. I'm tired, dad. We are the tired family.
You cursed us.
I did. So, what's your number 1? What is your number 1?
My number 1 is going to be a complete surprise to everybody on the internet. Complete surprise. And that would be Ember and Aiden from my book, The Guardian's Daughter, that is out now that you can go buy. Yes.
So when did that get published in DC? No.
You told me I could do that.
You know what? I'll allow it. I'll allow it.
I have special
That's a
privileges.
coincidence
Thank you very
because
much.
my number 1. I picked a DC one, but I knew you had it covered.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going against the grain, and I'm going to do a shout out for my book. Because that's what I had planned, and you said it was okay.
I did say it was okay, and it is okay. So you're good. You're good.
But
so what
they had to be my top.
One, your top.
They're my top because first of all, I wrote them, so they're my top. But no, they're of course younger. They're 18, 19 years old, but
ageist.
Yes, I'm totally ageist. That is totally correct. I am the most ageist person I know. But no, I just want to say they're younger, so they're learning a lot, but they learn how to work together and get through things when things are tough, or will they? Oh, you never know. But they both have.
Jeez, well, I haven't even read the book yet
because they'll buy the book and
no,
they'll read it.
Or do that. But no, even with their friendship, they learn. They talk, and they both have trouble past, and they bond over that with having rough times, and they pretty much help each other grow and learn and, develop, which any good relationship should, and they support their strengths and, accept them for their weaknesses as well. So, it's kind of hard to talk about them because I can't give away too much because I don't want it to be horribly spoilerly, but, I just have to say they're my favorite.
I will say based on the cover, because I just got my copy today. I haven't had the chance to sit down and read it yet, and I'm not a quick reader to begin with, so it'll take me a little while.
It's true. He once took like 3 days to get through like
fucking years
5
to read
notes
the first Harry
that
Potter
I sent
book,
him.
the smallest of the Harry Potter books. No, I will read it quicker than that. So it looks like they have different powers.
Yes.
Based on the cover. So that's not spoiling anything. We've seen the cover. Does that make it difficult for them to...
The fan fiction hasn't been written yet. I'm
you
working on it.
I wasn't going there.
I'm working on the fan fiction. Okay.
Get your mind out of the gutter.
But no, actually, there actually is a fun scene in the book with them both using their abilities with each other. But remember, it's young adults, so it's nothing dirty.
No, like I said, I'm working on the fan fiction. We'll get there when we get there.
Your mind went straight there.
My mind's been there for the last 2.5 years, okay?
Oh, shoot. I'm trying to be a serious podcast interviewer here. I'm serious. Well, is it YouTube interviewer now? What?
No, you guys still to say you're number ones. This has been a hot mess.
So I guess I will jump into mine, and I'm staying in the Batman universe, and it's purely because I'm loving the comic book Robin right now.
Oh yeah, that comic book's fantastic.
But it is Robin's parents, Batman and Talia al Ghul.
See, interesting.
I'm fascinated endlessly by this relationship because it's so passionate but so tumultuous, like constantly through the whole thing.
Time out.
I can keep talking though. I mean, she doesn't have
she muted herself. Okay, go ahead.
So it's really this relationship that through the whole of it, it is on, it's off, it's hot, it's cold, it has such high peaks and such low valleys. She drags him down, he lifts her up at different times within the relationship, and then between all of this, they get Damian Wayne, and he is just one of the most badass, cool fucking Robins that there's ever been.
Man, between his appearance and like his role in the Metal series and then his own comic, like him driving that giant fucking like military vehicle through the jungle was one of my favorite panels in the whole Metal series. It was fantastic.
And when you fold in his relationship with Ra's al Ghul and all that, like it's just such compelling works, and I'm glad they got it included in a movie. But I mean that whole family arc could have its own series, and I'm not sure why they haven't yet outside the comic books. But
there is a Batman family thing, and it's like an animated comic book online. I know Ryan Colt Levy voices Damian Wayne, who is who appears as a person of color, as he should be, because that's the actual, that's what he would be. He wouldn't just be white. So that's...
If you want to hear more on Ryan Colt Levy, you can go to our other videos after this live session is over and
check out the interview. Yeah. This was well before his role as Damian, though, so keep that in mind.
That's how you selfishly plug.
Shameless? You plug it in.
Either way.
Here, I know how to self-promote.
Hey, you don't want to bust out Promo Joe. You don't want to bust out Promo Joe.
Let's pull up the business cards while we're in the
Joe, because Promo Joe used to get on everybody's Facebook posts and shamelessly plug himself in their comment section.
I need you to do that for me for my book, please.
Oh, it's sad. My grandmother passed away today. You know who didn't pass away?
Wait, everybody stop. Everybody stop, because Tired Mom just reached 100 physical copies sold.
Oh, snap.
Yeah.
Oh,
100 copies sold.
We're doing it live too.
Now I need to do like 19,900 more.
We'll get you there.
Yeah.
Once you get the 2DAP bump, all right, you won't know what to do with yourself.
All right.
You
Back
can
on
ask
topic.
Ryan Colt Levy himself because he benefited from
Oh my
the 2DAP
goodness!
bump.
It actually was kind of crazy. Like he just started shooting up out of nowhere, like a month after we interviewed him.
Well,
That was
I mean, to
crazy.
be fair to him, it wasn't out of nowhere. He's endlessly talented.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, it's all
Earned
because of your
everything he
It's all
podcast.
because of us.
But that bump,
Totally.
I'm not gonna say the bump had nothing to do with it.
Nothing at all.
All right. So back on topic.
One more number one left.
One more number one left. So my number one is technically part of the universe that has Batman and Robin in it, but it's none of them. It's Beast Boy and Raven.
That was I was gonna have that one on there too. Except for Raven kind of has a relationship with everybody.
I mean,
but
it depends on the comics. It depends on the comic that you're following.
Yeah.
It depends on what you're doing. You know, growing up with one of our favorite cartoons being Teen Titans,
and you always wanted to see that, but it was always Beast Boy and Tara, Raven and
Tara. But later on, there really was.
Self-loathing.
They started getting this dynamic of Beast Boy and Raven in Teen Titans in the show, but then you know, of course, they canceled the show,
And
so we never actually got to see
I like
it.
about Teen Titans Go, because I don't personally watch it that much, but they did
Actually get together. In the comic books, they had a rocky relationship because, you know, Raven is so doubtful of herself and whether she can actually feel for somebody, love somebody, or that somebody else can truly have feelings for her because of the darkness that is, well, herself. And so I love that it shows that relationship of you can get past these things. You can move past the darkness and, you know, all these dark feelings, and, you know, somebody will still love you no matter what.
That's the lamest fucking thing I've ever heard in my life. No, if you're a fan,
fussing little dude.
If you're a fan of the HBO show Titans and you watch the first season, you feel that friction between the two of them. You feel like they might they've got a bond there. And the relationship hasn't developed yet. We're only partway through season 2 yet. You don't know what's going to go on, and I'm not going to spoil the episodes I've seen.
You know,
already.
I think season 3 is starting soon or just started.
No, am I watching season 3 now?
I think so. I'm pretty positive. I'm pretty positive it's season 3 now. So
I'm on this. Yeah. So, you know that I like the show. Like I said, they're doing something different. But I mean, we'll wrap the episode up in a minute, or do you want to wrap the episode?
Yeah,
up
we can pause and wrap it up in a minute. The laptop died, or not the laptop, the tablet died. So his form of entertainment is not working currently. So he's fussing. His babysitter. But welcome Looney Tune, or Looney Plush, I should say. Tune isn't in your name. I'm just throwing it in there because that's what you think of. But welcome.
If you haven't seen our interview of Bob Bergen, famously Porky Pig, except for not in the new Space Jam,
which was surprising, actually. I was really surprised with, you know, he was only Tweety. He wasn't Porky Pig. I wonder if there was just, you know, like conflict in timing for everything or something. You know, it's hard to say. Or maybe Bob Bergen couldn't rap. And they really needed that Porky Pig rap in there.
Well, Eric Bauza is really good, and
oh yeah.
So I
you can't discount his talent and his ability and everything. So
I can't hate, but I love Eric Bauza's Bugs Bunny because he does a lot of the Bugs Bunny voice work, and I was shocked he wasn't Bugs Bunny in that.
Yeah, that's the thing with big screen movies, though.
So the whole thing, like,
what did I miss
for a loop-de-loop? Just random conversations about Looney Tunes, because that's where we go.
Oh
So-
man, Hellhound! If you buy 100 copies, I will sign each one of those 100 copies for you.
Oh
I'll
yeah,
make
I
sure
meant
she
to
actually
ask.
does it.
I need.
I
to
will
get,
do it. Oh my
I
gosh, I would
need-
die. That should
need
bump.
to
That would
get-
bump my numbers so hard.
I need to get my book interviewed by you, Tired Dad, or autographed. Can you please sign my book?
I
Will you
will.
please
I will
interview
sign
his
your book. I will
Will
sign
you
your
sign
book.
my book, Tired Dad?
I will. I will.
Thank you.
As co-author, no.
Wait. Excuse me? Excuse me? I put you in the acknowledgements.
please look out for my
put me in
obituary
the
tomorrow, guys. Keep
No,
an eye
I
out
need
for
you to
my
help me with the
obituary.
second book, damn it.
Am I helping with the second book too? I am so confused with.
No,
this.
you're voted out right now, Joe.
Okay. So,
You're voted off the island.
all right.
All right, let's wrap this episode.
I will totally sign them all in one day. I will sign them all in 1 hour. Challenge accepted. Sorry.
All right. Well, there you have it, guys. There's our top 3 with our special guest, A.M. McPherson, again, who just debuted her first novel,
more.
The Guardian's Daughter, which is a superhero romance. So
For
go and
you
check that
guys,
out. And
listening to this in the podcast format, every time we lifted the book up for you to see, you didn't fucking see it. So, The Guardian's Daughter.
The Guardian's Daughter,
so
the apostrophe
on-
comes
on
after the S,
On
which
the
is
book,
important. And
there is
speaking of...
a
What,
young lady and a young man.
oh, we're describing the cover now.
Kind of glow. Well, they didn't see it because they're listening to a podcast, and
But
I
they
don't
can just
know
go
if
to the
you know how
website.
I know I post the podcast, but so
Go to
podcast-
www.ammcpherson.com and you will see it
that's smart.
everywhere.
And that's spelled
That's
McPherson. But anyway, guys, so speaking of The Guardian's Daughter,
Was I supposed to say something?
Next time on Two Dads
No,
and
you're
a
not
No,
with us.
hang on.
I'm so confused
This is gonna have to
right
get
now.
cut out. No, I have my soundbite, but because I had to reset a few things for YouTube streaming, it's
Okay,
not
I was
wanting
just
to
like,
load properly.
If I was
So
supposed to say something, no
hold
one
tight.
made this clear.
hold tight. So
Next time on Two Dads and a Podcast.
we will be doing a full Q&A with A.M. McPherson about The Guardian's Daughter and the process of publishing it and self-publishing. So we're really excited to share that with you.
Is this a Q&A or an AMA?
Yes. Yep.
PDH 5?
But I'm allowed to not answer anything
You
I
don't
don't
wanna
want
know
to answer.
That's correct. That is correct. That is correct. I mean, pretty much it's going to be Joe asking both of us questions because I was kind of there the whole time.
No, you weren't. Not at all.
No. Oh. Well, that's what the fuck have I been doing?
What have you been doing?
Don't make me answer that. All right. So anyway, guys, as always, if you want to check us out, if you want to comment, like, subscribe, follow, all that stuff, you can do so on Facebook, Instagram. You can email us at 2dap2020@gmail.com. We are on Twitter and Patreon. And as always, we have our interview series right here on YouTube.
And I don't have anything left to say anymore. Why did we only cut my parts out? Who agreed to this? Whose idea was this again? My entire segment gets cut out. Is that how we're doing it? Next,
Yes. I mean, yeah,
next
we'll
time on Two Dads in the Podcast, we are going to. Damn.
First time on YouTube, guys. Good job.
all right, guys.
I guess we're gonna wrap it up.
As always, thank you so much for listening.
I have nothing to say anymore. We cut all of it, all the lines. I love you guys.
Bye. So how much of a hot mess? all that.
It
It'll
really
take
wasn't
some
bad.
editing for the podcast, but no.
You need to leave in the one with Richard falling in the background.
He runs in and just tumbles over.
Well, you didn't have. You were supposed to hold the boom mic over him, so we get the full boom.
But yeah,
That's
Looney
too funny.
Plush. This is our first YouTube stream. I was streaming on Twitch for many years, and we were doing this on Twitch. But since we have all of our interviews on YouTube, and with a bunch of the honestly just the bullshit that's going on Twitch right now, we're stepping away from that.
You were completely unprepared and unprofessional today. Cut all my lines, and I'm surprised you even let me put my 3 top 3s in.
Well, oh honey, we didn't tell him
What?
that it's 2 parents and a
fuck,
podcast.
my mic's not
now.
even plugged in.
It's now 2 parents and a podcast.
It doesn't have the same ring to it.
You were a little bit unprepared. I will point out, unprofessional. I would not have been this unprepared today and unprofessional at all. And so,
look, at the end of the next one,
at all.
at the end of the next one, you were supposed to talk about the interview series, but I kind of just got ahead of myself. So after
you get ahead of yourself. Never.
That's why I had no lines.
No, he got ahead of himself. It wasn't my fault. It was totally his fault. All right,
so
let me
you
switch
want me
over.
to take over the after the next time thing, and then you can take over the. And you can find
since
I blah 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 blah.
Eventually,
blah,
I do plan on setting up sound bites.
You guys argue more than we do.
That's how this relationship works.
It is.
That's how we keep the
so
passion.
you can actually hear it say like next time and hear all the intros and stuff, so we can coordinate that better. But until then, I'll do the after and run through the, Twitter, Patreon.
Don't lie, you're slowly
Facebook.
phasing me out.
And and then you can
this
talk about
goes.
the interview series. So,
I'm written out of my own podcast.
but I'll
might
let
be
you
right,
guys
Hal.
chat
You might
amongst
be
yourselves for just a moment. My throat is a little dry. I'm going to go get a refresh of water.
Good.
And
Will
yes,
you
I'll
do-
get you some more.
Yeah.
And then we will do the Q&A.
I got my mug. Can you put more water in my mug?
Yes.
Since we're just when he leaves, we're just gonna start the Q&A. We're just gonna do it, and then he'll come back and we're like,
It's
and
cool. He
that's
already
it.
knows all the answers
That's
anyways.
it. We did it. If anybody has any, what the fuck type of witchcraft is that?
We have magical benches in our house that transport us anywhere we want to go. Oh man.
I'm over
Oh,
the kobolds, and
little
now
dude's
I'm
going
here to talk about Bigfoot. Okay.
Bigfoot. Oh, I love Bigfoot. I had a Bigfoot Funko Pop, and I regret selling that. I love me some Bigfoot legends.
Did TD tell you about the Bigfoot statue that I found at this antique store?
Yeah. Wait,
was
no.
It was Bigfoot, but he was doing the thinking man. And
Was that the one that
so
you sent
badly.
him a picture of
Yeah.
it, and I was like,
Yeah.
tell him to buy 2 of them?
Oh,
Because I want a really big Bigfoot for my backyard because they're so expensive. I would love to get one to put, because we have like the row of like pine trees on the side. I'm like, I would love to get one like hides like kind of in the middle, but it's kind of out. But it'd be like, yeah, I have Bigfoot living in my backyard.
There's this car dealership by us that has a giant Bigfoot statue. Giant. It's about 3.5 feet tall, and they put clothes on it once, and it freaked me the fuck out. I thought it was a person for a second. I was like, that kid is so hairy.
Like, whoa, that kid needs a shave. Yes, Hellhound, there was a
Italian.
Bigfoot Funko Pop, and I'm pretty sure they came out with different versions of it too. I think there's a rainbow one. There's a green one. There's a white one, but it's considered also like the Yeti kind of, but it was pretty much them just taking Bigfoot and making them white. Is that racist? But anyways, but yeah,
whitewashed Bigfoot.
I know they're whitewashing Bigfoot. But But no, they came off the first one, which just looked like normal Bigfoot, and I'm pretty sure it was a Funko Shop exclusive, which I totally bought and loved, but then he skyrocketed in value, and, I was like, well, I'm writing a book, and I need money, so unfortunately some of my Funko Pops got sold to help fund that habit, and Bigfoot was one of them, but Bigfoot, the Wicked Witch, and the Wing Monkey are 3 I sold to help me fund money, and those are probably the 3 I regret. I wish I didn't sell those ones.
Hold on, I gotta write this down. Question 1: how did you fund writing a book?
I mean, I sold other Funko
Hey,
Pops
hey.
that I was like, I don't care about these
Save
too
it.
much. I don't miss them. But my
You gotta
Bigfoot,
you gotta save the good stuff for the show.
I didn't
Right?
know this was the good stuff, man.
That's what the people want to know.
They want to know I sold my Bigfoot Funko Pop.
It's got heartbreak and happiness all wrapped up in one. If anybody has any questions that they want to ask, go ahead and type them up in the queue, and
So
I
many
will ask
questions.
away. If not, you're stuck with me.
Man, Russ has this fun background with all these Funko Pops, and I'm like, hello, look at my patchwork on my wall back here. I want to get a poster though of my cover and put it right there.
Over the where you patched.
Well, actually, since I'll be home more, we're probably going to get this stuff sanded and painted. It's just been hard finding the time to do it, but I'm just like, I love my patch wall display behind me. Not really, not at all. Not at all.
Get the
$300. That's insane. See, everyone wants a Bigfoot Funko Pop. Ooh, water. Thank you. I got my Bigfoot right here.
You know what to say about big feet?
big shoes.
All right. Switching over. And then go ahead and mute up.
Oh fuck! I'm watching the YouTube stream and it's lagging by a couple seconds.
Yeah,
and you just walked in to her room and I'm like, I see you and I see you and I'm fucking with my head.
Yeah, I have it on normal latency at the moment. There's a low latency mode I was going to try this weekend. I didn't want to risk anything with the first stream though. I didn't want to risk any quality
wouldn't
issues.
want to risk anything with the first. Well, wouldn't want issues with the first stream.
Quality of the stream itself. Okay. All right.
Is this because of the duck thing?
Maybe.
I've not taken this hoodie off in a month and a half.
And then when you're done, you feel the most shamed ever. There we go. Always professional. What the fuck is even happening?
Classic sort of story.
It came out to high critical acclaim, and it's Pokemon Snap.
If you press the tape, it goes.
Like, what is going
buddy,
on?
I was on edibles. Not a pornography. This is a podcast.
And you got the name wrong again.
I like your duck shirt.
Thanks. It's a duck. Welcome to Two Dads in a Podcast, the Guardian's daughter.
Yes, the podcast is the daughter.
This is such a special episode here
It is.
on our 100th anniversary of selling a book. Because it was 100 copies today. We broke that news live. That came from the bump.
Physical copies. I actually broke 100 copies itself a while ago, but the physical copies.
Physical copies have sold more than 100.
Yeah.
Hey. Oh, look, you got a little thingy. You got a copy of the book there on the live stream. And this is that's gonna go over so well for the podcast. They can just maybe we can put that as the
I have no idea what you're
thumbtack.
As the
For it,
thumbtack,
so-
yes,
The thumbnail.
Icon, thumbnail.
The thumbtack.
I don't fucking
thumbtack
know
and
technology.
you hammer it like a nail, and it's thumbnail.
Look, you know what?
And
I am a young-looking 55 years old, and I don't know how technology works. So today we get to interview the author of The Guardian's Daughter and do a little Q&A or AMA or PVC
or PDF,
LSD,
PCP. You got a gallon of that shit
tonight. So A.M. McPherson is our guest today, and we're excited to start this and get a little bit of in-depth look of how you actually go about making a book. Because it was my understanding.
Well, she doesn't make the book. She wrote it. And
actually, I'm back here gluing the pages together one by one and shipping them out.
I was going to say your penmanship is crazy good.
I know, right?
Almost looks like a machine did it.
I know. I'm just that talented.
You should see what the house looks like. Papers everywhere. It's crazy.
Richard actually doesn't. I mean, my son doesn't have a bedroom anymore. He just sleeps in the garage.
It's a printing press.
Over his room. It's a printing.
It's kind of like an episode of Hoarders.
That's not true. No one believed that, please.
So,
oh man.
Oh crap.
So, I guess when you're starting writing a book, did you do a lot of creative writing early on before you started like actually getting the ideas together for the book? Or...
Well, Joe, that's a very good question, and I did some when I was. oh, you were asking.
I would just run into the other room and unplug his microphone and just take it away.
I might need to. I'll take a fish in there and just slap him with it. That'll be fine.
Interesting you'd ask that.
Yeah. Interesting that you would ask.
So am I allowed to talk, honey?
Yes, yeah. Go ahead.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for that.
I give you permission.
Oh, thank you.
I will permit this.
Thank you.
And that's all the time we have for today.
Thank you so much for coming on, honey.
It was... Tired Dad has seen his last moment.
Tired Dad is finally getting the sleep he's asked for
so long. But to answer your question,
whatever
Joe,
helps the ratings. If murder helps the ratings.
Live murder podcast. Oh, that could be catchy, you know?
Live murder podcast. Wait a second.
Now back to the question.
I'm gonna make so much money off of you two. And when I cover the story,
he's gonna, license out the movie rights.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so before I actually got hardcore into writing The Guardian's Daughter, I hadn't really done any creative writing for quite some time. I did do some back in college for a hot moment. I wrote this great book, chapter to this great book called The Drama Queen. It was great. It was going to be the next American classic until my class was like, what the hell? So I kind of put my writing pen down for a little while, but so when I started back up with trying to write this, I did a lot of brainstorming on it, and I had to write a lot of chapters to figure out exactly how I wanted to write it and the story I wanted to write, which poor Tired Dad had to read many, many beautiful copies of that story. It was great, let me tell you. But,
I only read like 100 drafts or so.
It's fine. It's totally fine.
It's fine.
But then, while I was writing this, I decided to go back to school to finish my degree. So when I went back, I ended up taking another creative writing class at that point, which helped me figure out a few other little things, which was good. But up until that moment, like I said, it'd been a long time since I actually had sat down and tried to write anything. And it mainly was also rooted back into also, like I mentioned earlier in another podcast, that in high school I felt like I couldn't write very well because my teachers always just seemed to kind of put me down sometimes. And it was just more, I just needed to take the time to learn more. And I always just kind of gave up really quickly. So... But yeah, poor Tired Dad had to read a lot of drafts.
Why do you think I'm tired? It's not because I'm a dad.
He had to read all these drafts. It's all the book's fault. All of it.
He just has a manga like on top of the pages while he's reading. And it's really...
That's why you don't. That's why you always say it's fine, huh?
You're giving away my secrets.
I like it, but I think you could have done more with. I Alphonse Ulrich's character development. Who?
No, see, I would know that one.
Fuhrer Bradley really has a very singular character, and I think he needs to be more dynamic. Wait a second.
I'd be like, wait, are you reading Full Metal?
So I have to ask because TD and I are not the greatest at promoting. Not that we're like bad, but we're pretty bad at it. You seem to do a lot to promote. You have like, I don't know, 20 times more followers and stuff on the Insta pages and the my books
pages,
all that. It looks like it's a lot of work. How much work do you put into promoting it to become successful? Not just that, because like I joke around and do like promo Joe stuff where I just jump onto people's posts and plug my shows, but none of it's taken seriously. Do you want the job or not?
I want the job. I always want
to promote us.
Oh, I did just quit my job as a marketing director, so my schedule is open more. But that's the thing, honestly, with social media, and I had to learn too, honestly. I kind of feel like I cheat the system a little bit because I did do marketing for my day job as well. Totally different field of work, of course, because one's trying to do book promotion and one's doing financial promotion. It's like, hey, you need a loan to buy shit you don't need? Yes, come here. Fun times.
Right,
but
right.
Hey, you need a loan to buy shit you don't need? Buy my book.
Yes, use it to buy my book. Buy 100 copies of my book.
They make great stocking stuffers, and
they do.
Your family would appreciate it.
I'm just this.
I mean,
shit, so easily.
You buy 100 copies, you can kindle your Christmas fire while you read a copy of it while sleeping on a bed of them. Like, do whatever you want.
But the thing is with social media, it honestly is a job on its own. And I was fortunate in the sense when I started. One thing on Instagram, there's a great writing community on there. They're very supportive, and I managed to tap into that. But the biggest thing is you have to do with social media, and Tired Dad and I talked about this all the time, is you have to get the people to care about you first. When they're invested in you and they can relate to you, they're more open to learning more about you and what you're trying to do and to support you, which is what's helped me the most in the end right now, because I took the time. I've been on Instagram, it's been well over a year and a half now. Like, it took me a year and a half to build, I'm shy of about 2,000 followers right now. But to be honest, in Instagram terms, that's still a small amount of followers compared to some of the bigger people on there. And there's some, like, I have some great Instagrammer friends who started after I did, but they've already surpassed me, and they have like 2,500. And I, it's hard not to play the comparison game all the time of what am I doing wrong and what are they doing right. I don't get, like, you don't understand it sometimes, but it really is just, you guys
understand a lot of things a lot of times.
Yeah, it's hard. I mean, it's really, it is hard because everyone, I feel like, on social media is trying to be like, hey, look at me, look at me, look at me. But I think the true sense of it is,
look at you. So.
The podcast.
I'm not talking about you, Tired Dad.
Oh.
But you gotta, just like anybody, I know me personally, I don't want things always shoved in my face to try to be sold to. You want to be able to relate to a person, and when you're able to relate to them and connect with them on an emotional level, you're more prone to support that person. I know that personally, even like with different YouTubers I support, I really enjoyed their content. I feel like I relate to them, so I support them on Patreon for that. So
that's where I went wrong, because I just kept opening the podcast on my phone and shoving it into people's faces.
I mean, that's probably not a good thing.
And they're just like, I can't hear it. Like,
see what's funny over the last few years, I've helped Tired Mom out by giving her some of this advice and looking through and kind of helping her.
That we talked about it, good sir.
help. Well, yeah, I mean, we talked about it, and I helped you kind of figure out some of this stuff, and I still can't get us past 100 fucking followers.
Well, and sometimes it is just hard. It is honestly hard, and one thing too that plays into factor here too is honestly, that good old algorithm with most of the stuff. Like if you're not consistent with your feed and you don't post every day or not consistently, the algorithm's gonna kill you. Like no matter, say you even post straight for 2 weeks and you're doing great, but then you skip a week and you go back, the algorithm doesn't care. You're more likely than to lose your followers and not have your stuff shown to them all because of that. You have to be consistent and you have to keep doing it. And that's where it does get hard sometimes if you're trying to balance it with everything else you're doing in your life.
I'm too tired for that shit.
Well, I get up usually at 6:30 in the morning, and I spend the first 30 minutes to an hour of my morning usually typing up an Instagram post, figuring out the image I want to use, and that's why
I know.
Like I have a whole bunch of selfies and other images stored on my phone to just use as backup, but I don't feel like doing a fresh image that day. But
I'll wake up in the morning and open up my phone, and Instagram's opened up. So it's like, wait a second, am I sleep Instagramming again?
Well, it's even like, when I did my release day post, I spent literally like 2-3 hours trying to get the perfect photo for my release, and it worked out pretty well. Likewise, I got over 220 likes, I think, on it, which was huge for me.
I took 75 pictures, and she didn't use one of them.
I didn't like them, so I spent like
legitimately, I took over 75 pictures.
It wasn't good, man.
You know what? You're supposed to point the camera at her, not at yourself.
Oh, that's where I messed up. Oh.
But
next time,
yeah, it's a lot of work
on Two Dads and wait.
God damn it, tired dad.
Concerning the book itself, I can see at the bottom of the cover it says Book 1 of the Stolworth Chronicles. Is this a book that the ending sort of wraps up neatly, or is it leading to the next step?
So the first book, it does wrap up neatly. Probably like the one major plot point throughout the whole book, which is mainly revolving around Ember and Aiden. But there's a lot of other subplots going on that are not resolved that go over into the next book. So I try to find a good balance between wrapping up a couple loose ends and making sure like the one major arc throughout the whole book was satisfied for the reader, so it didn't feel like you're being gypped. But also, I can't wrap up everything because, well, there's going to be 3 more books. So, I feel like I have gotten reviews saying, I have gotten feedback that I did do a good balance with that. So, but like I said, there's some things that are wrapped up and there's some things that are not, and that's because you have to do that with books. There's a reason why in Harry Potter we don't learn a whole much about Voldemort until book 3 or 4, I feel like.
Yeah.
I never made it that far. I don't know.
Yeah,
I thought you said you read the book 5, Joe.
I just say things. I got you. That's why I do the sort of podcast thing. I can just say whatever I want. I don't have to tell the truth.
It's true.
So
it's
or
true.
Is it? Or is it?
My lie detector test over here says that was a lie. No.
Yeah, they were probably. I remember reading at least like 5 different final chapters. Trying to help get that balance between major cliffhanger versus wrapping everything up and not really leaving a lot open. So like, it definitely. To kind of piggyback what she was saying, like it is a balance. It's a big balancing act.
Well,
because at first, I'm not gonna lie, when I first draft, I actually did kind of leave it on a huge cliffhanger. But then I decided, like, no, I need to wrap it up slightly. So
what am I doing? Writing an episode of fucking Lost here? What am I doing with this?
An episode.
Well, then what ended up actually happening was I tweaked it some to leave it, not as open, but it was still a little more open. But I got a lot of, I did beta reading, and from my beta readers, I got feedback. They were like, I felt like this was cut off a little too quickly. So after I got that feedback, I was like, I really need to think about this. And so I ended up adding, I think it was 3 more chapters to the end of it. Mm-hmm. And I was much more satisfied with the ending result. And I was like, yes, it does feel right. But it took me a little bit to figure out how to wrap it up well enough for it being a first book, but also being the first book of a series.
Right. And I just realized Lost is almost now a 20-year-old reference.
I've never seen Lost, so...
I haven't either, but I know all about
man. Wasn't there a big monster or something on the island? Am I thinking of something else?
I didn't finish it. I don't finish a lot of things.
Too many cliffhangers, man.
Like that bowl of cereal. I keep seeing stuff about cereal. I don't know.
But so that'll lead me into my next question, which is one that I actually ask a lot in interviews. But for that one, it's talking about their physical voice. But for you, there's a sort of voice when it comes to writing something. How long did it take you to develop your style, your voice, and do you like it? And if you do, was there a struggle to get to like your own voice within writing?
It did take me quite some time. I think it probably took me probably a full probably like 8 months, maybe 10 months even, to figure out exactly how I wanted to write it.
Fucking perfectionist, that guy.
Okay. So anyways, but it probably took me 8 to 10 months to exactly figure out how I want to write it, because I kept debating about like the tense I wanted to write it in, the point of view I wanted to write it in. So I seriously would write like half the book and realize like, wait, I don't like this point of view, and I would have to go back and change it all, which it was so much work, and poor tired dad had to keep reading each of those drafts. I'd be like, what do you think of this? What do you think of that? And it took me a long time to figure that out and develop it. But once I got it down, it was pretty much just finding like your favorite sweater, and then you just want to never take it off because it fits so perfectly and you're very comfortable with it. And that's how I feel now with writing. Like, I have my style down. I know exactly how I want to write it. I'm very comfortable with it. I know I can of course perfect it more, and I can still learn more, but I am very comfortable with it and how I've written the book.
Well, as a young writer, and this is your first novel series, book series. When you come to another book series, do you think you'll keep that voice, or do you think you'll try to approach it in more of a, I guess, organic way and see what comes of it? Because there are ton of famous writers who have that one voice style, and that's how they write everything they do, and it's them. If you just read a random page, you can pick out some of these writers, and then there are others that are more fluid depending on what they're writing. What do you think you would go with in the future?
Yeah, I have dabbled a little bit in doing a little bit of a different voice already, because I've started a side series called The Adventures of Lime, which is based off of a little rock golem character inside the Guardian's Goddaughter, and I did that in a different way to pretty much push myself to learn how to write a little bit differently, and it's a little bit harder to write first person point of view from a rock golem's point of view, because when he was first created, it's not like he would know English language very well.
Right.
So I had to get really creative with that. To be honest, it would come down more because I do have an idea of once I'm done with the Starworth Chronicles, which, keep in mind, it's probably going to take me quite some time because I have a whole bunch of ideas or side stories with it.
Right.
But there's a ghost detective series I have ideas about that I want to do after this one, and I'm not 100% sure how I'd write it. More than likely,
is that a detective that solves like ghost mysteries, or is that a ghost who is a detective?
A ghost who is a detective.
Ah, cool. Okay.
Yeah.
That's what
it's funny. I mentioned this in another interview, and they asked me the same thing, and I was like, I didn't even think about like it was like a detective doing ghost stories. I was like, no, it's actually like a ghost detective.
It's a ghost detective doing ghost stories.
He solves all the mysteries, but nobody in the series can see ghosts, and so none of those.
Yeah, no, that's pretty much it. It's like there's this ghost detective who. I have an idea of the backstory, but, is trying to figure out ways because she's solving these mysteries, and she's like, but how can I get people to know what's going on? I'm a ghost,
How do I reach these kids?
So, that's where it comes through, there might be...
like the TV goes staticky.
Yeah.
And like...
Well, there might be some possession. There might be some writing on the walls, literally. You know what I mean? Like, different fun ideas like that. So that's something like it's been in the back of my mind, like slightly brainstorming, but I'm so focused on the Starworth Chronicles world, it's hard for me to... I'm the kind of person, when I get focused on one thing, I want to finish that one thing, get it done before I move on to the next. So that's how I am with with this
I
whole
wish I was that
series.
way. I would have finished so many more video games.
Sometimes it's hard once you get into that focus and frame of mind to then distract yourself with something else. Did you ever, or I'm sure you did, but how often did you ever reach a point where you had to walk away from it for a while and not even think about it? Because that happens as a musician to me all the time. I will get writer's block and I will shove something away and then discover it again a few months later, and my energy for that will be revitalized. Did that happen during your writing process?
I wish
You know,
that happened during the writing process more.
I was just gonna say actually with me, because I've had people ask me before, like, how you get through writer's block, and for me to get how I deal with writer's block is I keep working. I will, if I can't figure out something that I'm trying to figure out in that one scene, I'll just put in like a little insert, like, so and so did so and so, and then skip to the next scene to then work on it and try to keep,
there were
or
so
if
many drafts I would be reading through, and it would be like, insert description here, and I was like, ooh, that's a really good description.
Leave it.
But if I would get hung up on something or I wasn't quite sure, I'd be like, you know what, I don't have to figure this out right now. I can move on and figure out the next thing. So I would just keep working on the stuff I knew I was for sure about. Then there's like one chapter I was just writing recently I kind of struggled with. I just kept going back and playing with it. Like I would just write it really rough, figure it out, and then go back in and kind of just fill it in as much as I could, leave it for a day, work on something else, go back, fill it in some more, tweak it, cut out, be like, okay, no, this doesn't work. Me just walking away from something causes me more stress than sitting down there and just trying to figure it out. Don't get me wrong, like if I would reach a point where I'm like, okay, I do think I just should maybe wait a day and look back at this with fresh eyes, I'll do that. But I can't just let it sit there for like a month and not look at it to write or anything like that. Like for me to get through a writer's block is to just keep working and getting through it that way.
That would have given me a break.
See,
And
I
we
wish
can't
I was
have that.
brave enough to approach writer's block like that. I have too much fear to that whatever I come up with will be shit and I'll hate it and then I will get down on myself. So that's a really brave thing to do, to just push through.
Like I've told a lot of other people, because I've heard a lot of people say, they, either feel stupid or they're scared it's gonna be shit. And it's like, no one's looking over your shoulder while you're doing this. Like, it's all you. Like, I never had to.
Tired dad is, while you're doing it.
I'm used to him, but you know what I mean. To be honest, though, there's no one there looking over your shoulder while you write something bad, write something stupid. Who cares? Like, that's going to help you learn and develop and make it better. If you don't get that out, you're never going to know what you can do. So like, it can be intimidating at first, but that's the biggest thing. I'm like, no one's watching you do this, right? Just do it, do it.
You see, you say that
for those of you who are just listening, she flexed in front of the camera. Just do it,
Hulk style, smash style. So is there any aspirations for a comic book in your future?
Oh God.
As a comic book nerd, I have to ask.
I mean, to be honest, have I thought about it? Yes, but I'm also like, I have very little monies and I don't know anybody who would want to draw this out into a comic book. So, probably not anytime soon unless I sell that 20,000 copies. Oh my goodness, yes. Hashtag get AM to 20,000.
Hashtag pay our bills for us, please.
Mama needs to write book 2.
So, give us a little bit of rundown without spoiling the book, 'cause we don't want to do that. But give us a little rundown of some of the characters in the book.
Oh, so, you went on to characters. I was just about to start. In a world full of abilities.
I know. I thought he was going to ask for a basic description. And he got
just read the blurb. No, he asked a legitimate question instead of
a legit question.
He's not softballing.
That's what you get out of me. Is I get I never go where you expect me to go. That's the type of.
I'll have to remember that's your motto. That's your slogan. So, there's two main characters, and the book goes between their point of view, Ember Volterra and Aiden Styles. Ember is the daughter of two guardians who got murdered when she was younger, which she actually witnessed live on TV. Yeah, they're dead. So because of the world, how it's set up, it is in a world full of abilities.
In a world full of abilities.
Will you shut up, babe?
No, he doesn't do that.
I don't.
You should know by now.
We've been together for how long?
I know.
We've been together since like elementary school, but
I mean, Joe and I have been together longer.
I understand. I understand. But in the world, so some people choose to use their abilities to be guardians to help protect the city, whereas other people kind of have normal jobs. Because in the world, abilities are the norm. So it was kind of a look at like what would happen if abilities are just normalized. Like would everyone just be heroes?
Special, nobody's special.
Yeah, that kind of thing. But actually,
Right, syndrome.
But pretty much, I created a world where, like Aiden's mom, she has the power to fly. And so she is actually a supervisor at an airport. Like
Spoilers.
That's not really a huge spoiler. But like
it is literally, I'm flipping through it. Is literally on page 2.
Yeah, like if there's a problem with the plane, which actually I don't think I delved too far into the details with, but like she's a technician also. Like she'll fly up to help the planes. Like I try to do unique, different twists and turns with abilities like that to be like how they would be considered more normalized in a normal society like this. But anyways, so Ember, being the daughter of these famous guardians who are murdered, she tends to shy away for quite some time away from the world because the press really wants to come after her and find out if she's going to be a guardian like her parents. So, she kind of stays to herself until she eventually decides she wants to go to university, and that's where she meets Aiden at. Whereas Aiden, he, I can't get too much into his story without giving too much away, but he's striving to be a hero. He was inspired by the guardians he grew up watching and interacting with, so to say. And when he meets Ember, he's tormented because there's a secret he was instructed to keep that revolves around her. But he tries to stay away, but he ends up, struggling with those emotions throughout the whole book of wanting to be closer to her, but hiding something from her. But, he's a very hardworking individual. He's very honorable. One of those good strapping young men who tries to do it, but he also struggles with depression and anxiety really bad. So it kind of goes through his struggles with that, how, back even when he was younger, his family went through family therapy because his dad used to have drinking problems, because his dad actually is somebody who doesn't have abilities, which is unnormal in this world. It's very, very rare for that to happen. But because his dad didn't have abilities and, he was married to somebody who does, and his kid having abilities, he kind of took it hard and created this drinking problem. But, his family went through therapy. So my book takes a really deep look at mental health and all the aspects around that as well. And then there's a couple fun side characters. The two, I'll just get kind of like the two main side characters. There's Stella Morris, who has the abilities to create little rock golems, which she created Lime. He's just a little limestone golem who she created. It was her first creation, and she never had the heart to put him back to sleep, so to say. So he's always there causing a little mischief. He's loosely based off of my son. And then the other kind of main side character would be Billy Prin. He's Aiden's best friend. He's been there helping Aiden throughout everything, with Aiden going through some severe depression and all that. And he has ability. His skin is always constantly shifting colors, and he can camouflage, but like I said, his skin's always kind of shifting. It's almost like camouflage in a way, but it can be different colors at times. It pretty much tries to blend in with his surroundings, so it's always just shifting until he decides to blend in. And he's really, really buff, so he has like some super strength in a sense. But that's probably like the main the biggest 4 characters I would say to go over. Okay, was that too long? No. I feel like that was really long.
No,
it's okay. We'll just cut half of it later. It's fine.
That's what I thought.
No, I've got like one more serious question for you. Would you lift the U.S. embargo on Cuba, and what do you think that would do to the relationship between the U.S. and Cuba?
Cricket.
Too serious? All right.
Let me change the category real quick to politics.
So guys, I wrote this book. Have you heard of it?
So, just real quick, run us through everywhere we can find this book, how we can support you. Anything else you want to touch upon about the book that maybe I missed through this? And I guess the best way to follow what you're doing and be doing in the future.
So I do have a website. It's www.ammcpherson.com. If you go there, you can find pretty much any links you need. The Guardian's Daughter is available wide, which means it's available on more platforms than just Amazon. So it's available at like Barnes & Noble's, Book A Million,
Target.
ebooks like Target. Yes, Target. I'm on Target.com, baby. But so I have most of the links on my page on there. I am most active on Instagram at AMC Writer. I pretty much post on there. I feel like almost every day. Sometimes I might take Sunday off. I'm also on Facebook at AMC Writer, which I post on there maybe like once or twice a week, maybe. But I have a Twitter, but don't follow me on there. I'm never on there. I'm like, oh yeah, I have a Twitter, and I try to tweet like once every 2 months, I think. I actually have like in my Twitter profile, like I'm most active on Instagram. Go follow me there. But yeah, Instagram would definitely be the biggest platform to follow me on to stay up to date with what I'm doing. And again, I'm at AMC Writer on there.
All right, nice. Is there anything else you want to talk about with your book?
Good. You should buy it. No, but seriously, I do have a hashtag get AM to 20,000. But no, seriously, actually, I do have available, if you sign up for my newsletter, if you go to my website, you can actually read the prologue and chapter 1 and 2 to see if you think it's something you like, if you like my writing style and the little bit that you get to read of it. So before you commit to buying it, you can pretty much try it out. And then
try it
I do
before
have a little
you buy it.
So you can do that to help you decide your mind. Did I say that right? I don't know. My lips are tired. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh, it did, when I did release it, it did get to a number 103 in young adult superhero fiction, so I can toot that horn. Toot toot.
Nice.
So I was very happy for that. I was really, if I didn't have
and unlike our 108, and there's nerdy podcast, and there's only 109 in existence, yours actually is competing with a lot of different books. So
but yeah, I was really excited about that because I first was like, oh, I'm not going to pay attention to any rankings, but when I saw it actually get close to being in the top 100 in that category,
that's crazy.
I was a little disappointed that I couldn't push it over the final hump, but there was other things going on that week that unfortunately distracted me from being able to promote it as much as I really wanted to originally, so I wasn't able to get over that hump. And of course, release day is the biggest sales day, especially for things like this. But I was really excited. But if you want to check out reviews as well to get an idea, there's 17 actual written reviews on Goodreads.com for it, so you can check that out as well. And I think there's 11 reviews right now on Amazon. So.
Okay, I was just gonna read an excerpt from the book. This book is a work of fiction. Any names, characters, places, and incidents are either a product of the author's imagination or purely fictitious. Now, if that doesn't get you hooked in. No, I'm not going to spoil any of the actual book. Fucking go buy it, man.
I will say, I do have like a trigger warning in it. Which, man, I saw some serious hate on trigger warnings like a week or two ago. People being like, people who put trigger warnings in their book are lame. And I'm like, I'm sorry. Well, I want to warn people just in case they're sensitive to this stuff. Like, damn, bro.
Put a trigger warning to warn people who are triggered by trigger warnings.
Yeah,
that's trigger warning. There's a trigger warning.
Violence, strong language, and themes of mental health, i.e., anxiety, depression, and mentions of suicide. Reader discretion is advised. So there's that too, because I did want to put that in there since it is a young adult book.
There is a wonderful
There's
excerpt
some strong
from
language.
the
Yes.
Now that you have a
that's
real
the only
idea.
excerpt you need, guys. That's the only one you need to know. That's the whole book right there. But no, I wrote. I'm sure Joe, you've heard this through Russ, but I wrote this book while I was struggling a lot with anxiety and postpartum depression pretty hard. So it was really special to me to write a book that helped other people in a healthy way understand mental health and awareness and that it's okay. And sometimes the strongest person in the room is actually the one who can be the one struggling the most. So
Right.
but yeah, that's it, guys. Thank you for having me on your podcast.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun.
Hope we can meet sometime in real life. Maybe.
Maybe we can meet sometime at a book signing or something.
Yeah, I know that'd be great.
I still, TD, I still have to get you to sign my copy, but
yeah, we'll get there.
Yeah,
we'll get there. We've got AM McPherson here, and then we've got PM McPherson.
And on that note,
all right. Well, guys, thank you. Honestly, thank you for coming on and having a lot of fun with us, and for last episode, and doing the superhero romances, and then talking about the book and kind of sharing your adventure. And for everybody listening, as always, if you have any comments that you want to give to AM McPherson, normally this is where I would share all of our social media, but just go to the fucking website and talk to her. Okay, I'm not a middleman. Okay,
just go to Instagram. Go to my Instagram, bro.
Yeah, comment on her Instagram posts. She's on there all the time.
All the time.
Like, honey, eat your food. It's dinner time. Get off of Instagram. No.
I think you're talking about you and Reddit, actually.
This isn't about me. This isn't about me.
You've been trying to make this about you the whole time. It's going to be about you right now.
When do we get one about me? Damn it.
When you write a book.
I wrote it, but nobody wanted to pick up my epilogue about squirrels and their mating habits.
Oh man, are you the squirrel whisperer? Do you have $5 million to get your new tree house?
That is me on Instagram. Yeah. Follow my Instagram, Squirrel the Whisperer. Or
if that's an actual Instagram, I'm gonna.
Oh my gosh! Actually, I'm pretty positive there's someone I just started following on Instagram.
The Squirrel Whisperer.
And she's on YouTube. No, she's Squirrels of a Feather. My bad. That's her name. Okay. Nah, Squirrel Whisperer. I was about to get really excited there for a second.
No, that's not her. That's my name. We just went through this.
But guys, if you have any comments for us for 2DAP, you can reach out to us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, 2dap2020@gmail.com. Yes, I will pass on any messages if you're uncomfortable going to a different website. Don't worry about it. Okay.
I will not.
But my website's so pretty.
It is.
Don't go to the mobile version though.
Don't go to the mobile version of the website.
Go to the computer. I can't figure out the mobile.
So,
check us out on YouTube, Patreon. Get in touch with us.
Yeah, we've got a bunch of interviews on there with not A.M. McPherson.
No, just this one.
This is the only one with her.
I mean, I have other interviews, but this is my only one with you guys.
Yeah, we were her third choice.
Actually, I think you guys are my 8th choice now.
Like 9. Oh, I mean, we were low priority on this.
You just talked to me about this the other week, tired dad.
So,
man, couldn't even get the scoop on it.
Nope.
Or we gotta live with you to get the.
What do I need to do to get the inside scoop here? Sleep with you or something?
I'll tell you tonight.
Ooh.
Trigger warning. Trigger warning. Trigger warning.
Oh man.
All right, play the next thing.
Oh, okay. So I guess I should talk about.
Next time on Two Dads and a Podcast.
We will be live streaming on YouTube again. This is going to be an ongoing thing. It's a lot of fun. Yeah.
Meantime.
Yep. This is where we're going to be.
They bribed us. They heard about the bump, and they wanted to be a part of it. The 2-dap pump.
Yeah, YouTube needs the advertising, so we
came
figured
out
we would help them out.
That sounded like I said 2-dap pump. That's a completely different. That's
on a different website.
You can find that on our you can find that on our OnlyFans, which is also 2Dads.
But yeah, we're gonna be back on YouTube. We're gonna be kind of revamping. We're going to be discussing over the next week what our next and new deep dive is going to end up being as well. So if you guys have any suggestions that you really, really want us to do, and in the meantime, we are also reaching out to more people for our interview series. So we got lots of stuff going on.
Were we supposed to be doing that?
Don't take what I said like 2 weeks ago. Okay, that's exactly how I reacted when you said you were reaching out to people, and I was like, "Oh, are we allowed to do that?"
I said people. I meant person. I sent an email.
It's same. I've literally reached out to like one person so far.
Yeah, and she blew me off. She went for the 8 other people before she came to do our podcast.
I was like, I'll think about this.
And our next top 5 will be, or do you want to stick with 3? Either way, it's going to be Marvel romances. We might as well knock that one out. I'm already done with my list. Thank you so much.
You look at me, my top one wasn't even DC.
Yeah, well, I think we'll go back to top 5 for go traditional with that.
Yeah,
so we'll do top 5.
I only have 3.
Well, got to think of 2 more.
Do top 8.
You can do this.
I'm a goddamn professional. Fuck.
I believe in you. So, but as always, guys, thanks so much for listening.
Go buy the Guardian's daughter.
Just do it.
Buy it.
Thank you.
I love you all. I need to get like another catchphrase too.
Is that it? Am I allowed to talk again?
Get like a second catchphrase.
So Hellhound, if you're honest, like you're not sure what a trigger warning is, essentially it's warning people about sensitive topics that could be triggering to them. So if somebody suffers from PTSD from a sexual assault or something trigger like warning. That,
or if they have a phobia of paper, the trigger warning is that you might not want to keep touching this book. It is paper.
Buy the digital copy.
Buy the digital copy.
I know, but no, seriously, like I don't know if I told you about this, honey, but there was one Facebook group I'm in, and someone asked about trigger warnings, and kind of how you got attacked about, you angered the Marvel people.
I actually wanted to talk to you about that, Joe. We talked about that a little bit.
There was like 600 comments about people fighting over trigger warnings. People and be like, they're stupid. Authors are stupid when they put that in there, and I'm just like,
understand their own irony within them being angry.
They're getting triggered by trigger warnings.
I understand the irony in that.
But I'm just like, you know what you do? You can just turn the page and just not read it if you don't want to read the trigger warning.
Sorry, I didn't mean to trigger you.
Sorry,
I should have warned you first. We should make up a term for warning people before.
Pre-trigger warning. There's a trigger warning. But yeah, I was just like, what?
So the other day,
you could always do like Russell does. trigger them and then warn them afterwards, or like Russell does, spoil it and then afterwards say spoiler alert.
Oh, I'm guilty of doing that all the time. Like I'll say something and I'm like, oh, spoiler alert, my bad.
So
Like,
so what?
yes, you'll never guess. The kid was the dude was or what's his name in fucking Sixth Sense? Bruce Willis was dead the whole
He was
time.
dead the whole time.
Spoiler
Spoiler alert. So okay, so essentially what it was, Gail Simone, who is a writer, and I think she works for the animation and stuff too for DC. So she writes DC stuff. She tweeted out, she's like, okay, movie Avengers from the first film versus Zack Snyder's Justice League team, including Superman. Who wins a fight? So first off, extremely loaded question.
Yeah.
Let's take the worst version of the Avengers with 2 humans and a super soldier and only 2 people who actually have powers versus the entire Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Versus the worst director DC's ever hired.
Yeah, but there's
maybe not the worst. That's unfair.
No, yeah, probably not the worst.
They've done worse.
So
Okay,
super
have you
super
seen
loaded
Superman
question.
Returns?
The best movie ever.
But
Like,
super
I'm
loaded
upset.
question, right? And my honest
It's supposed to
opinion,
be a comedy, right?
my honest opinion on that is, I think the Avengers overall would win. Between, honestly, ignore Captain America, ignore Hawkeye, ignore Black Widow, the Hulk and Thor would take them out, right? And so I voiced that opinion. Man, I should not have done that.
I mean, where you messed up was you voiced it with our fucking Twitter account. Next time, use your own goddamn Twitter account.
No, so, but
Can we
Okay.
get negative Twitter followers? Is that possible?
no,
I mean,
I don't think we've lost any Twitter followers. No, we are still at 48. We've been at 48 for the last 4 months, so we're good.
We're at -10 now.
Don't feel bad, guys. I only have like 95 followers on Twitter, and I never.
Yeah, she's bragging about having more than us already. Yeah. But
I love you guys.
But anyway, so, I voiced that I feel like, honestly, the Hulk alone, you get him pissed off enough, he would take out everybody. He's like the Marvel version of Doomsday, and Doomsday killed Superman, right? So, I voiced that, but my biggest mistake was posting this on a DC fanboy tweet.
Yeah.
Like, if you go and look,
I'm gonna check on
out of
YouTube.
11,788 votes, 78% of them said the Justice League would win.
Yeah.
There is heavy bias in this thread. And oh my God, we got like
I read a
60
couple that
fucking
came to your defense.
notifications.
I read a couple that came to your defense.
Yeah. Like there weren't many, but there were a few people who came to my defense. And one person who ended up getting a shit ton of likes on there, they literally just posted the same thing twice. They're like, so just discount Superman, the most powerful being in the universe.
Yeah, I read
Okay,
that one.
I'm gonna stop you right there because that's false. Yes, he's a Mary Sue character. They're just going to keep making him stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger. But he's not the most. He's been killed. If he was the most powerful being in the universe, he wouldn't need an entire fucking team to kill Doomsday.
Well, I mean, you're fighting a bunch of scientists that could probably get their hands on kryptonite and make a weapon.
Yeah. And then no. Let me follow up saying Wonder Woman, who is just as powerful as Superman.
Yeah, I saw that nonsense.
What? If Wonder Woman's just as powerful as Superman, then Superman's not the strongest being in the universe.
But I mean,
and then, the big thing is they're specifically comparing the movie versions. It was supposed to be a movie comparison. And do I think the movie versions of the Justice League could win against the movie versions of the Avengers? No, I don't. But I'm also watching them in chronological order. And so in my mind, Captain Marvel exists in the world chronologically. So I'm like, okay, Captain Marvel would just fuck up everybody because she's broken as fuck.
see me, I don't give a fuck.
That's also my whole thing too. Sure, can I argue it? But at the same time, there's no precedent showing how strong Superman actually is in comparison to any of the Avengers.
Why don't I give a fuck? Because Goku and Vegeta would fucking slaughter all of them. So fuck off, nerd.
Fact. I literally, dude, it's so funny you mentioned that because earlier, my buddy Nick sent me a picture and hold it up a little bit. So you can see, it's from the comics, Superman's wearing an apron, and it's an older one, so you can tell it's like one of the older comics, but he's putting on an apron in the kitchen, and they replaced the words in the word bubble with, "Golly, I better make Goku a sandwich before he slaps me like the bitch I am." So it's funny that you mentioned that.
Pit them against My Hero Academia. Let's see how the fuck they do.
Yeah, I mean, All Might would just destroy everybody.
See, I don't think that the Zack Snyder Justice League would win, because in the time it would take for him to pan across Superman's tomb, all like 30 minutes he took panning across this fucking tomb, playing this fucking depressing song, the Avengers would have wrapped it. Would have just started taking people out.
Like if I really wanted to get into it and really break it down to the nitty gritty, which I didn't, because it was pointless to argue against these people.
On a Zack Snyder kick again. Okay, so the fucking Wonder Women are sealing up this fucking arena looking place. They are sealing all the doors to keep this shit trapped in there. But worked into their sealing solution was the place breaking apart and crumbling. What was the point of sealing all the fucking doors if it was just gonna self-destruct, crumble apart, and release them anyways? What?
Yeah, but who wrote those comics?
Why did I have to stare at Jason Momoa looking at the ocean for 5 minutes?
So Hellhound, I actually said in the comics, in the comments, if we were talking comic book, I think DC would win. Comic books, yes. The film versions, no. I don't think they would.
You can't say Zack Snyder's Justice League when Zack Snyder's Justice League Superman is fucking dead. And then he comes back and has no memory of who he is. Like, how the fuck's he gonna help? He's still in the fucking farm. What?
I mean, Captain America would come in, give an inspiring speech, and Superman would just join the Avengers. No, so I didn't argue with any of them. Once I started getting literally attacked by people, one dude commented 6 times. Back to back. Like, bro, what the... Okay. But, so I didn't comment. I didn't try to argue my point or anything, because it was pointless. These are hardcore fanboys. Especially when one person says that Superman is the strongest being in the universe and Wonder Woman is just as strong as he is. Yeah, I'm not even going to try to talk to you about this. But here's my biggest argument. You literally don't need any member of the Justice League except for Thor and Hulk, or the Avengers other than Thor and Hulk. Captain America, sure, toss him in there, but Thor would literally take out Flash, Cyborg, and Aquaman with a single lightning storm.
Well, Aquaman, obviously.
Yeah.
He's going to be in the water.
Yeah, so you shock him to death. You put so much electricity into Cyborg, it shorts out his circuits. He's done. And you literally just cause a huge lightning storm around the Flash. You can predict where he's going to be because, hey, let me just charge my own body with him, or hold out your hammer. He's going to run into it. Flash is not going to move Mjolnir.
Oh, by the way,
it's not going to happen.
Is this whole relaxing, talking bullshit after this going to be cut out from the YouTube, or is the live thing going to be
the live
what's
thing?
gonna
It's
show
going
up
to
live?
take everything that we're talking about here. But what I can do, I'll see about if there's a way that I can edit. If so, I'll do that. But otherwise, this is just going to stay in, and we'll leave up the live stream, like leave up the VOD for it.
I'm not a big fan of the Justice League movie, but like DC's badass as far as strength. That's what they designed it for. They and I've said that before. They're the pillar. Well, I mean, I love that they've taken dark tones and fucking made people vulnerable, but
the movie versions don't hold up to the comics at all. And like I said, I even said that. Yes, we
Hey, honey. I'm gonna go.
Okay.
Try to get little dude to take a bath in a little bit and get to bed. Would you mind helping me in a little bit? Because I'm feeling pretty rough.
Okay.
Did I freeze?
No.
He
No, I didn't freeze either.
you froze on my screen.
Oh, did I?
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna disconnect.
All right.
Okay.
Bye.
Cool. Bye,
Thanks
Joe.
for now.
Thank you, Joe.
I don't know. Arguing Avengers versus DC is always going to be a pointless argument because it's just who's your favorite.
That's really what it boils down to.
I love the X-Men. I collect mostly DC comic books. And I don't know. I just love anime so much. I always think about Dragon Ball Z just
destroying everybody.
Yeah.
Goku really would. Like, Goku and Vegeta really would just destroy everybody. I think we're lined up there. Yeah, I think that looks good. I don't know if you were watching. It's just like,
there it goes. Yeah.
Cameras moving around. Oh, no. We got some green on yours. Oh, are we good? Are we good? Say something, my friend. Okay, yeah, we're good. Had to move everything around a little bit to do the 3-person on Discord.
Right.
But yeah. Hellhound, to answer your question about setting up the YouTube stream, it really was not difficult at all. You have to fill out some more information when you go live instead of just title and game you're playing.
Who are we trading? Hey, you don't want any of my players. They sucked asshole last week.
Yeah, so going back to the DC Marvel thing, one of the guys who commented like 6 different times, both defended me and argued against me. It was kind of funny. Because he commented on the one post saying Wonder Woman who is just powerful as Superman, and was like, Wonder Woman is far from being as powerful as Superman. This is the extended universe. This is the movie versions. We clearly saw her ass get beat by Superman. She needed the whole team and still couldn't do it.
I don't know. I mean, what universe are we fighting in? Also, there's so much
the movie.
That can go into that.
It's specifically the movie universe. And one person did bring up one of the points that I made too. Essentially, how much of a loaded question it was. Like,
are we in the Marvel universe of the movies, or are we in the DC universe of the movies? Because I mean, you're talking about who gets home field advantage, you know?
Yeah. There's so many what ifs with these kind of questions that literally fanboys are going to fanboy and not listen to any argument, and that's really what it boils down to.
Yeah. I think if they're taking on if they're taking on some of the other universes, we could throw other universes into this debate, you know? What about Invincible? You know, they got some great fucking characters. What about The Boys? You know, that's a great universe with some
bring in, like you said, My Hero Academia, and yeah.
Like, it ain't all got to be DC and Marvel. There's some great fucking universes being created out here. What about the Guardian's daughter? That universe, you know, you can kick some ass.
That's right. That's right. But all right, well, I'm gonna go help tired mom figure out things with the little dude. I might come back and play some games later with an updated stream. But yeah, I think the YouTube thing went pretty well. Hopefully it downloads super easy. If not, I will figure out how to get the audio to you. You did have audio for this week, right? Did you get episode uploaded today?
Not today. I'm gonna do it Thursday and Saturday.
So tomorrow and Saturday.
It works better for me to be able to sit down and do it.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, because your work schedule changed a little bit.
Shifted forward a day.
Yeah,
so
that works.
I was gonna edit it yesterday and set it up to post, but my laptop was dead.
Oh, well,
and I plugged it in and I came down here to do this and it was still dead.
Oh, that's not good.
But I mean, it's charged now.
Well, that's good.
It just took a little while.
But all right. Well, Hellhound, thanks for hanging out and following us over to YouTube, dude. Appreciate that. I don't know if Looney is still here, but that was awesome. You coming in and checking out the live stream. And we'll be back next week with some more YouTube podcasting.
Cool. This is new for me.
I mean, we're literally just doing the same thing, except on a different
Anything
website.
I do that's not just recording on, I don't even remember what the program is that I record on.
Rock Band.
It's all new to me. It's all new to me.
So, all right. Take it easy, and we'll catch you guys later.
See you, bub.